Hey guys, I'm Eric.
And I'm Adrian.
And this is Retro Gaming Nerds. In today's episode, Adrian's going to be playing 5200 version of Defender.
Yay.
Alright, Adrian, turn on the game system.
Yay.
So yeah, on both sides is the two buttons, and they all basically do the same thing. You just kill that person.
I know.
It ran into you. The bottom one is to shoot the lasers. This top one on both sides is to shoot the bomb. And button 1, 2, and 3 all give you warp ability.
Dang it.
You're supposed to save the people, not kill them.
And they don't even run into me and I die. Okay, fine. That's wave 1 complete.
Landmines. You got shot again.
No, that time I blew something up and the sharks hit me.
Yeah, well, one more round.
Yay!
Hit the start button. Well, you saved the person at least. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really short episode, Adrian. What do you think?
Oh yeah, it's already short enough. I'm done.
Yep. I think it's my turn. Now it's my turn.
Yep.
What the hell?
Suicide.
I warped and didn't intend to warp.
Then he warped onto an enemy, I guess.
Oh, damn it. Game over. At least I made it 2 rounds.
Ah, butthead. I made it 2 rounds also. Well, I made 1 round. I had the second round. I could have saved some of those humans if it weren't for these lasers shining right through the enemy.
Yeah, well, it's not that they travel through the enemy, it's just that the game is pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Even the arcade was known as being exceptionally difficult.
Why would I never like playing this game when I was younger?
And the difficulty gets ramped up with a really crappy controller. Alright guys, Adrian and I just got done playing Defender for the Atari 5200. Adrian, your review.
It's not that good. I've never been good at those type of side-scroller games like Defender. We have to fly around and try to react fast enough to get to the people. Never been good at those games.
So, what about the graphics?
They were a bit better than the Defender 2. You can actually tell this ship. It has a bit more enemies on screen at one time. Plus, also you can tell when you're warping. You don't even need to go to a warp zone this time. You can just push a button and warp at your own will. Plus, you can also oh yeah, there's also one new enemy, the guy who pretty much goes down to the screen, dropping those little minefields. That adds a bit more difficulty and adds and everything else, and makes it a bit better, I guess, in terms. Plus, also there's one more thing. Oh yeah, the people. Their sounds. It doesn't sound like screaming, but I guess you could consider it that they're pushing like a button on their clothing or something, warning the spaceship that they're being taken and everything. That's why you hear a thing.
Spoiled by modern gaming, where there's actual audio clips. So, what about controls?
They suck. The ship reacts too slowly. You need to move the joystick a bit faster and move it. Push it a bit harder on the to the edge, so it actually reacts in time. And also activating the bomb and everything. On the Defender 2 is just one side activates one thing, the other side activates the other thing. Now there's about 4 buttons, and each side are the same buttons and same controls. Which means if you were accidentally try to push the bottom one, you can accidentally push the top one, which is the bomb.
See, that's the one thing. There's a lot wrong with the Atari 5200 controller. One, it's analog with no self-centering mechanism, whereas like on modern controllers with analog joysticks, they have a self-centering mechanism where if you push the stick to the left or the right and let go, it pops right back to the center. Whereas the 5200, it relied on that rubber base that goes around the joystick to push it back into position. So if you push all the way to the left, that little rubber would do just a little bit of a push, but you're still not accurate. Defender was also one of those games that, with a digital joystick, which they are available from third-party developers, and there's special adapters out there that are rare, it would have played better. But with the analog stick, like Adrian was saying, you got to go to the far sides to make your ship actually do anything that you want it to do. I'm thinking Atari wanted to create some kind of momentum feature there, but it didn't happen. But again, another problem, of course, like Adrian said, is the button layout for the fire and bombs. Now, Atari decided for some reason that they're going to put the A and B buttons, lack of better terms, the 2 fire buttons on one side, and then on the other side, mirror them or mimic them, where the bottom set on each side would be one button, and the top one would be the other one. Instead of going like both buttons on this side will be this fire mechanism, and this 2 buttons on this side will be the other fire mechanism. No! They did something stupid. Well, they learned their mistake with the Pro Line joysticks for the Atari 7800. So anyway, it did make the gameplay a little bit more difficult, and not in the way that you want it to be more difficult, where, like the challenge is in the gameplay. No, the challenge was in the controls, and you never want challenge in the controls. So, with that, guys, it was an interesting game, but it wasn't great. So next week, however, we're going to be playing another classic, but on a new console. Well, not new because I've had it for a while, but new for the show, the TurboGrafx 16 Galaga 88.
Which I like and suck at, and also the TurboGrafx. I think I've only played it that like every once in a while. I don't think I've ever played it that much.
You know, we've been showing the cartridges for the Atari games that we've been playing, but check this out. For all you new school kids out there, that is not a credit card, it's not a debit card. That is a Hue card, which is the actual cartridge, if you will, for the TurboGrafx 16.
Which, sadly, I wish all modern consoles had this type of thing. That looks kind of cool.
It looks cool, but they have a lot of limitations, and I will explain that to you in another time. So, with that, guys, we're playing more games on classic consoles. We are Retro Gaming Nerds.